everyone, it's Jen again. Sorry I was absent last week. I have been struggling pretty much with a persistent cough, so it was just kind of impossible for me to get through a video last week, but I'm going to try my best this time around, but I'm going to apologize in advance if I do end up coughing. Thought I'd do a Let's Play this week. Found this cute little web browser-based otome game called Reincarnated as a Farm Girl, a Queen Bee's Second Life. Sounded really interesting and already giving me super cozy vibes. Looks like it was made in Renpy, but we got some customizability here. Cute, clean font. We got these little bees here. I probably will turn that down a little bit and turn these up a little, is how I usually like it. I will leave a link in the description below, so please support the developer. Oh, this is a cute interface here. I like this GUI. Queen Bee, I am dying. I felt my body growing weaker for days. I know now. It is a matter of moments. But this is fine. This is the way of things. I have lived multiple summers, brought hundreds of thousands of children into the world. Oh, we're an actual queen bee. My hive has thrived year after year under my leadership and the gentle hand of the keeper. His kindness has protected us through drought and famine. He shields us from storms, invaders, and worse. And now my time with my children, with my keeper, with the warmth of the sun, is at an end. Everything goes dark and silent. I feel warm, uncomfortably so. I blink and my vision swims as it adjusts to the light. Huh? I'm laying on my back on the ground. I stand up, brushing myself off with my arms. What? I twist my head around, examining myself. 2 legs, which I'm getting sturdier on. 2 arms, capped with strange, slender fingers. I pat my head and find fluffy hair instead of antennae. A huffing sound nearby gets my attention. I turn to see I'm not alone. Yeah. I didn't mean to intrude. Yeah. Ah! I scramble to the wall of the pen as the goat lowers its head and charges. Don't make me sting you. But alas, I am defenseless. No stinger, no hive to come to my aid. All I can do is attempt to weave myself through the fence and flee as more goats arrive, summoned by the loud bleats of my assailant. Yeah, yeah. Back, beast. Leave me alone, you. Oh, what now? A dog comes bounding up, pinning me now between itself and the angry goats. I stand on the fence, perched, unable to move one direction or the other, as the animals scream at me from all sides. What is it, pup? Oh my god. It's him. I know his soothing voice, his familiar scent. My protector, my savior, the keeper, here to cup me in his giant hands and protect me from the wild creatures of the world. Get out! What? So much for being my savior. This isn't a petting zoo. Those goats are a-holes on a good day. I don't need you winding them up and getting them in a bad mood. Who are you? He doesn't know who I am. Of course he doesn't. Look at me. I'm all fleshy and wingless. I glance around looking for some inspiration for a name. Come on, something normal. Normal human names. So think of something, anything. Oh, my name is a normal human name. Oops. Jen. Okay, can't see my keyboard. My name is Jen. Well, Jen, I'm Atlas. This is my farm, and you need to get off of it. But I leave? Where do I go? What will I do? All I've known for years is my hive. Ugh. Listen, I don't mean to be standoffish, but I've got a lot going on today, and I don't have time to entertain people who wander in from the street. If I don't find this damn irrigation leak. Oh, you have 3 irrigation leaks. What now? I like the expression. The underground water in the tubes, right? Where it's bubbling up through the soil. The hive had known about the leaks for weeks. The escaping water made convenient little pools to drink from without drowning. I can show you. I hopped down from the fence. What? No, this way. I haven't left the hive in years, but what the hive knew, I knew. I was quickly getting my bearings. I ran in the direction of the nearest drinking pool, my feet flying across the grass. This body, as strange and gangly as it was fleet, and it was full of energy I haven't felt in months. The sun shone down on me, warming the hair and flesh. I didn't think I'd ever feel it again. But here I was, inexplicably alive again. I slowed to a stop near where I knew the water leak was, allowing Atlas and the dog to catch up. Here's one. I pointed him to a large tree that had fallen over in a storm earlier in the year. The ground under the tree was always damp with water that comes up from the ground. Well, the tree roots coming up definitely could have caused some damage. He seemed skeptical, but the dog began to dig at the log. Percy, stop. Don't let that tip. But it's too late. The dog is already dislodged enough of the soft, moist earth. And the large log begins to roll. Atlas goes to pull the dog back, but I get there first. I got it. I like that expression too. I lunged forward and grabbed the tree, stopping its movement. With a heave, I lifted away. Ah! How in the... Oof! I dragged the log away, revealing the muddy patch underneath. A few bees and other bugs take flight and flee as they are revealed. There you go. How did you know this was where it was? I'm an honest bee, what can I say? The bees told me about it. You've been chatting with my bees? Oh, smirk. Don't you? They don't generally talk back. Are you sure? Atlas looks at me a while, his eyebrows furrowed in thought. So you say there are 2 other leaks, not just this one? Yep. And you can take me right to them like this one? Of course. How? You know what? Sure. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I guess. I'm not a horse. I'm a completely, totally normal human person. Right. Atlas goes quiet, seemingly focused on repairing the irrigation line. I watch as he grabs the shovel and digs, revealing the tubing under the earth. When I was tiny, he was an incomprehensible form, giant and unshakable. I've been physically unable to view him in his entirety. Now that I could see him, really see him, all at once and take in the details. His grounded stance, how his shoulders and his back move as he heaves the soil out of the way. What? Do I have something on my face? Oh God, I was staring, wasn't I? I was just thinking how I was happy to be safe from the goats is all. About that, wanna tell me where you wandered into their pen in the first place? I feel panic rise in my chest. There's no way I can tell him I'm a bee. A dead one at that. I'm really not sure, to be honest. I don't know how I got here. You don't know? His voice drips in skepticism. But as he leans on his shovel and looks me over, his expression softens. His eyes search my face, and I feel my cheeks heat up under his scrutinizing gaze. You're telling the truth, aren't you? I really don't know. I just kind of woke up here. You got some sort of amnesia. Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you, would I? I don't know what I don't know. You know where my irrigation is. Well, either you can't tell me, or you won't tell me. I suppose the end result is the same on my end. Regardless, it's easier than me figuring out where these leaks are on my own, so I won't turn away your help. It was easy to find the other 2 leaks in the system. They were right where the worker bees had described them to be. After a couple hours of Atlas working, me watching, Percy chasing butterflies, the work was done. Yeah, strange woman, Jin. Thank you for somehow knowing my irrigation system better than I do. But it's getting late, and, oh, he wants me to leave. He thinks I'm just a stranger. I don't know anywhere else. This is my home. My apprehension must have been clear on my face because I see Atlas signed defeat. You don't have anywhere to go, do you? I shake my head. You have to come from somewhere. Percy whines, and Atlas gives him a long look. But it's not like you've been is always the best place to stay, is it? He gives a heavy sigh. Alright, I don't want to push you back to wherever situation you may be leaving. You did save me hours of trying to track down those water leaks. Not glamorous. You need a couple days to figure out what you need to do. You can stay here. Atlas gets me set up with what he calls a spare room. I lie back on the bed, staring up at the ceiling. Strange how much empty space there is in his house. The structure is large. Doesn't seem well utilized. Yeah, hives are much more efficient. A hive this empty would be alarming. No workers, no offspring, no stores of food. I can hear a chorus of crickets and distant frogs from the window. The house itself is eerily still and quiet. Knowing Atlas was sleeping somewhere nearby, allowing me into his home, it did warm my heart a bit. I curl up in the soft piles of blankets on the bed. This, at least, was vastly superior to the rest. My lids grow heavy, and I drift off to sleep. Fuzzy. I feel something fuzzy and warm. Am I back in the hive, surrounded by other bees? Woof. Percy was curled up in the bed with me, my arms wrapped around him. He pants excitedly as I begin to stir. What is it, boy? I hear the swing of the door and heavy footsteps on the floor. Percy bolts out of the bed and I follow him into the kitchen. Atlas stands in the kitchen, washing his hands in the sink. He gives me a nod of acknowledgement as I step into the room. I think Percy is enjoying the company. He wasn't quite so eager to follow me out for chores this morning. Boof. Did you sleep all right? Uh-oh. Cat attack, cat attack, cat attack. Oh, I mean, it was so quiet. Right. I was just coming in for breakfast. Did you want anything? Oh, yes, please. Can put something together. What about French toast? You like French toast? I never had it. Perfect. You won't know if I mess it up then. Atlas starts taking out items from the fridge, setting them on the counter, mumbling to himself. Where did I put that darn mug? Well. Pours the steaming dark liquid into a couple mugs, passing one to me. Here's some coffee. I lifted and tasted. Ugh. I haven't acquired taste yet. Bitter. So bitter. I've been poisoned. I'm dying all over again. This is agony. At least I got to see his face again. You don't have to drink it black. I've got cream and sugar. I like that expression. I like how you don't really see his mouth, but he's still very expressive in the eyes. I follow where he points and see a tray. Little containers of sweet sugar, honey, and more. Oh. Alice stares as I dump spoonful after spoonful of sugar in my glass, top it off with a generous swirl of honey. Is that good? Take a sip precariously, bringing the nearly overflowing mug to my face. It's delicious. I like that expression too. A sweet tooth, huh? You're gonna like syrup on your toast, I think. Watch him quietly as he prepares the food, methodically dipping the bread and frying it up in butter. Before long, the kitchen smells amazing, and there's a huge platter of golden warm toast and fruit sitting on the table. This looks amazing. Looks at the table as if noticing Mount Toast for the first time. Yeah, I normally heat up a little oatmeal. I guess I kind of went overboard. I take a bite and I could cry. It's sweet, soft and sweet, comfortingly warm. Nothing like the bitter and harsh coffee. This is the best food I've ever had. Oh, come on. I doubt that. Thank you. As it be, I've literally only ever eaten the same substance my entire life. My head starts to swirl as I realize what else I've been missing out on. I could pour the extra syrup on my plate, snatch up the fresh fruit. Strawberries, blueberries, melons. I'm overwhelmed with sweet flavors. I could definitely get used to this. Alice leans back with a comfortable sigh, us both having made quite a dent in the stack of French toast. Now I remember why I don't cook like this every day. I'm too stuffed to do work. But stuff has to get done. And you need to figure out what you're going to do. He stands up, grabbing our plates to clean up. My heart sinks. Right. It's easy to follow the road into town, so you won't have much trouble there. Thanks for your help yesterday, but... Alice's elbow knocks over a mug to the ground where it clatters loudly, spilling old coffee all over the floor. Ah, darn it. That's where that went. He crouches up to pick it up. He winces. Yesterday's digging was not kind to me. He's always been a giant to me. A literally huge living figure that could cradle my whole world in his hands. But now he seems so... tired. It's one single worker trying to do the whole hive of work. Can't do it alone. Let me stay and help. Huh? Stand up, grabbing a towel from the counter, and move to clean up the spill. I don't know much, but I want to help. Let me repay your kindness. Watched over the hive for 5 years. This is the least I can do. Atlas sighs, looking unsure. I can't just... Please, I don't know anything beyond this farm. Right now, this is the only semblance of a home I have. I don't want to leave it. The idea of leaving made me ache to walk away from here, where I'd spent my whole life, where I outlived uncountable offspring. I have no idea how I got here or why. It has to be here for a reason, right? Atlas thinks a while. I hold my breath, waiting for his response. I understand. I sometimes feel like this is the only place I know. Can imagine in your situation probably feels like the only safe place right now. At least Percy like you to think so. Woof. But you're sure you're feeling up to helping out around here? It's hard work. I promise. Of course, I promise. I will do whatever you need me to do. No more than I can ever let him know. Alright, you may regret it though. It's a concerned look on his face for a moment. It disappears quickly. Now, where's that cup? Oh well. Watch him pour coffee into a third separate mug so far this morning. Yeah, this man needs help. Alright, let's get a move on then. Come on, little chicken, let me just... The hen squawks and jabs at me as I try to shoo her from her nest. Alice told me to collect the eggs. Most have been left unguarded and easy, but this chicken is giving me trouble. Come on, move. His call is over from where he's shoveling out old, dirty bedding to replace it. They gotten broody, huh? Broody? Overprotective of her eggs. Thinking they'll be chicks. Don't let her fool you. I don't have any roosters. She's just being difficult. You heard him give me the eggs. She continues to give me a low, threatening bark. I lean down, getting into her face. We stare eye to eye as I whisper. Hey, listen. Egg layer to egg layer here. Hatching them is the easy part. Have you ever considered what happens after? I can't imagine the work that goes in actually raising offspring, okay? Chicken cocks her head as if she's curious to hear my perspective. One day, you're a bird unfettered. The next, your mom. No more luxurious dirt baths or lazy mornings. Chicken begins to look concerned. Seriously, it gets crowded fast, and the noise, overwhelming. Enjoy your childish years while you got them. Definitely agree. She squints at me suspiciously, but relents. Good choice. For hours, I faithfully follow Atlas around, learning as he teaches me the chores and that keep the homestead going. We're making our way back to check on the tomatoes when something off the path grabs my attention. Nestled into some greenery, there's a little house made of glass and wood. The afternoon light makes the whole thing glow, and surrounding it a thick patch of unruly flowers. Oh! I wander off the path without a second thought, drawn in by the vibrant colors. Large, colorful blooms spill out of the planters. Little white dots of petals come up through the gaps in the flagstone. The smell is almost overwhelming, making my chest light and my head dizzy. My body already aches from the work today. The siren's call of a gnat pulls me in. But as I start to lower myself, I freeze. Oh, I'd crush them. Body suddenly feels awkward and large, unwieldy, amongst the delicate blossoms. I sit on the stepping stone, wistfully running my hand gently atop the petals. Once upon a time, I could have comfortably curled up on a single petal. My body suddenly feels large and lumbering, awkward and alien. Is this really my new form? My new life? And more pressing, what am I supposed to do with it? Did I lose you? Atlas, I had completely forgotten I was following him. His eyes scan over the greenhouse. I've really let this get overgrown. But it's so pretty this way. It's like a forest of flowers. But it really wasn't really supposed to be a forest. Greenhouse should get tidier than this. It started out with neat little rows and beds. Now it's just a mess. It's thriving. They're happy. Atlas picks up a vine, climbing up the wooden beam of the structure. Happy to sink their little claws into my greenhouse. I stand up and let myself wander through the door. I'm immediately enveloped in the toasty heat, and the air smells like warm wood. Ooh, it feels like the hive. Atlas follows me in. I'm up behind me. Do you say something? Oh, nothing. It's just my eyes scan over the structure. Stable, secure. It feels right, correct, organized, unfamiliar. It seems to be holding up well enough. Did you build it? He casts his eyes over the structure, almost as if seeing it for the first time in a while. Yeah, I did. Got some old windows and scrap wood and made it work. I think back to the hive, my little world in a wooden box. I wonder if he made those too. It's just well done, is all. You should be proud. Farm had a lot of things that needed to be done. Big bags of feed that needed moved, poured, and moved again. Compost turned, wheelbarrows pushed. While this body was strong, it was not inexhaustible. I lay my head on the table. I told you it would be hard work. And just think, we gotta do it all again tomorrow. I can't move. If you fall asleep on the table, I'm not carrying you to your bed. You're on the move all day carrying tools and buckets, but can't carry me in my moment of need? Didn't say I couldn't, just said I wouldn't. You absolutely could. Why does that idea fascinate me? Being effortlessly picked up and slung over so carried off, tossed onto a nice soft bed, and ring ring. Pulls out a phone from his pocket and looks it over. This may be a while. Go on and get some sleep, Jen. He retreats to another room, quietly answering the call. Clean up my plate and Atlas's assortment of lost mugs from the day. Hear him, I'll broom away, talking to someone. Let me put you on speaker while I find a pen. Hold on. I linger near the doorway, quietly listening in. Now my client has some pretty specific ideas of what it is she's looking for. Well, good. I hope she finds it here. Alright, let me look at my calendar. She wants to see the series as soon as possible. I Dan, but that's easier said than done. I have a place ready in a couple of weeks for a tour. Couple weeks? Yeah, it's a working farm. There's a lot of things that need to be done on a strict timetable. These things can't be rare for a day. No, they can't. Doesn't it sound a bit like slow-paced country life? Well, now you understand what I'm selling. Maybe a nice beach somewhere will give me those long, leisurely days. A beach? Oh, a beach. Is he talking about leaving the farm? But why? What will become of it all? Of me. Still reeling from the information, Atlas finds me hiding around the corner. Got an eavesdropping problem, huh? You can't leave. Atlas quirks an eyebrow. I can. But it's your home. He sighs, running his hand through his hair. He pats me on the head as he walks by. You did good today. Go get some rest. Without another word, he walks towards his room, calling Percy with him. The next morning, when I come out of the room, I see Atlas is already in the kitchen. I want to be mad at him and to press him on why he wants to leave the farm, but I'm distracted watching him prepare the coffee. There's his usual mug of plain black coffee. On the other hand, he's adding something too. He's pouring frothy clouds right out of the sky. They float on the surface. Morning. Good morning. Drizzles honey on top of the clouds and slides the mug towards me. It smells sweet and I take a sip. Oh, what have you done to it? I made whipped cream. Do you not like it? It's amazing, even better than before. Atlas chuckles. Good. Chores are a little easier today. Some of them are the same, checking on the animals, collecting eggs. When we get to a large garden area, though, Atlas' face contorts in a grimace. He walks around, inspecting the plants. There are plenty of flowers on, many of them. They seem to be doing well, so many wonderful flowers. They're all right. Not much fruit, though. Why aren't these getting pollinated? My bees don't seem to be keeping up their end of the bargain. Did fall behind on a few things. Maybe I didn't prep the breads early enough. Maybe the plants just aren't into it this year. His voice drops to a barely audible mumble, not meant for me. Me either. I can't believe them. I scan across the farm to the bee boxes. Over in the tall grass near the back fence. I hadn't been back there since whatever this has happened. Atlas is distracted, crouched down and investigating the plants in detail. Quietly make my way over to the beehive. I like all these little backgrounds. They're kind of like loose and the way they're drawn and colored and stuff, but I kind of like that. Bees move about busily as I stare down at the wooden boxes. They seem so small. Is this really my entire world? Looks like nothing now. Crouch down, bringing myself to eye level with the box. The bees begin to crowd around, buzzing excitedly. Hello, my daughters. They zoom around, landing in my hair and on my face. For a moment, it feels like being back in the hive with all of them crowded around. A larger bee sits atop the bee box, undoubtedly roused from her chambers by the commotion. She was only a larvae when I died, but I know her instantly. Mother. My daughter. They raised her to be the new queen. Your Majesty. Her little head tilts and quirks as she inspects me. This seems irregular. Well, you certainly have my attention. I assume you come here for some purpose. So what is it? You seek to reclaim authority on the hive? You wish to push me out? I warn you, I have several loyals who follow me. Nothing so dramatic. I only seek an audience. I wish to discuss where the hive is getting their pollen. What does it matter to you? The keeper tends the garden to the east, but has not been visited by the hive in some time. Why? The Netherlands have seen multiple blooms of clover flowers. We would be foolish to ignore such abundance. So instead, we ignore the lifelong alliance we have with the keeper, the boons he graciously gives us. We neglect our best ally for prioritizing the clover? The devotion of the keeper is your reign's prerogative, not mine. You're supposed to be pollinating the vegetables. You're supposed to be dead. I blink in surprise, voice faltering. You are no queen. You're not of this hive. You're not even a bee anymore. It was hard to argue with that. The bees seemed to agree as they drift away from me, hovering indecisively between my body and the bee box. I want to help Atlas's plants, but I don't have the authority to command the hive to do anything anymore. In a few short weeks, the workers won't even be made up of my daughters anymore. They'll die and be replaced by hers. A generation who will never know my presence. I want to influence them, but in a way that respected the sovereignty of the hive. Or maybe it would be time to accept my new human existence and leave the hive politics behind. I want to negotiate. My apologies, Your Majesty. It is true, it is not my place to speak with such authority. I come to you then not as a monarch or a bee, but as a potential ally. Saw the new queen's head tilt curiously, and her wings let out a smug, pleased hum. I'm listening. State your request, and I shall listen graciously. We go back and forth for a while. Take some time to convince her of the importance of visiting the garden plants. No, that's what I'm saying. That's where the fruit comes from, and when your hive visits the flowers. That's nonsense. They're just flowers until they're not. No, the keeper told me without you visiting plants, they don't grow fruit. With no fruit, the keeper can't keep watermelons out as treats. The whole hive buzzes at that. Split open watermelons left near the hive in the summer were a much beloved event. But if we push our pollen collection efforts to the plots of the east, we will see more watermelons. Most assuredly. Queen thinks of a moment, her antennae twitching. My beloved hive, for now, we will concentrate our forces to the east, to the organized plants that the keeper tends. Exhaust the flowers found there, assure the future of the watermelons. That's cute. I walk back to the garden, the buzz of the bees behind me, drowning out the sound of my own footsteps. Yeah, there you are. Well, I'm thinking the bees spread out like a blanket of productivity over the garden beds. Little wings and legs hop flower to flower, climbing over vines and leaves. This isn't even a swarm. This is something weirder. But this is what you wanted, right? Of course, but gives me a questioning look. Did you... No, never mind. I don't know what got into them, but I'll take it. I'm not one to argue if the universe decides to send me a bit of luck. Watch the bees together for a while. They spend a long time bouncing from bloom to bloom, loading up their legs with pollen. There's a haze of them as the early sunset light begins to catch them all in silhouette and paint the whole scene in orange. I really hope I enjoy those watermelon blossoms. After a while, Percy comes trotting up, nuzzling his hand and seeking attention. Boof! Hey there, Percy. Did you get the goats put to bed? Woof, woof. Good boy. Atlas steps towards the house, ruffling my hair as he passes. Come on, bee whisperer. Let's go eat. Days are simple routine like this, day after day. I like how the protagonist, the main character, is a reincarnated bee, and I like how these still have ties to their old bee life. That's really cute. I'm gonna leave it at here if you'd like to see what happens. I'm gonna leave a link to the project page on itch.io in the description below, and I hope you show the developer some support, and I hope you enjoyed this. And as always, if you're working on something, don't forget to enjoy the process and stay warm out there. It sure has been snowing and cold here. Take care. Bye-bye.